The Apaches were killed, they were shot because they had their own native religion, which was beautiful. Usually with this caliber, 45-70, it's a military caliber from the 1880s that they used against my people, and we used against them.
Bob bor et lite stykke utenfor den berømte kunstner- og turistbyen Santa Fe i New Mexico. Han har gått igjennom mange faser i sin karriere, arbeidet med mange forskjellige materialer, sten og tre og bronse. Men nå det sveising det går ut på ofte. Nå det stål og rustent jern og ofte svære figurer. Ofte kan det virke som om Bob gjør narr av hele vår vestlige teknologiske, materialistiske kultur, og andre ganger det som han skriker ut i fortvilelse og harme.
I made this sculpture to commemorate technological waste. It has to do with the misuse of our natural resources. This is all made of scrap metal that had absolutely no use. It's just a useless piece of steel. I made it into something to show America who they are. It's called the American Rocker. Indian people used to make art for themselves and they used their own standards, but more and more were restricted by European concepts called fine art. I've been trying for my whole career to form my own standards and my own sense of honesty. And with this piece, I just make my own rules and make my own statement. It's called Border Crossing and it has two sides. This is the side, the beautiful side that we see when we view the borders, because we live in a level of convenience that other people don't have. I think it's really a shame that we don't realize that we have a responsibility for other people in this world. And we all have borders, Indian borders, international borders, religious borders, but they're all borders of ignorance if they don't allow us to view other people as being equal.
I'm thinking of some of your older pieces, Bob, especially that little Apache sitting on a horse that was falling underneath him.
The romantic image of our tribe doesn't exist in this piece. In a lot of ways, we've lost our self-esteem, we've gotten fat, and we're wearing decorative imagery, and our horse won't support us.
And Mother Earth. You've been working on that theme for many years.
Yeah, this is an image of a screaming mother. She's been painted white and she's covered with the Christian cross. It's really a statement about the rebirth. This one deals with forgotten responsibilities to nature. It's called Woman with a Past.
Your father, Bob, Alan Hauser, is probably the most well-known of all American sculptors today. He has meant a lot to you, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, he's given me a great awareness of my own people and responsibilities, especially the responsibilities of artists.
Alan is about 78 now, but he's working as hard as ever. Well, Bob, it takes some pretty heavy equipment to get some of your biggest pieces up, doesn't it?
Yeah, some of the things we use are quite large. We have to handle some big pieces of steel. This is my artificial cloud, and it's really a statement about what we've done to the environment, to the atmosphere. In the future, we're going to live in domes where we have our artificial air pumped in, and we'll have to make artificial clouds to remind us of what did exist at one time. In this piece, I have hands and airplanes and patterns, and they fall into a disarray over these people. It's really what's happening to mankind. Well, here's where we ended up, Oklahoma, after a long struggle from New Mexico to Florida to here. It's not really home, but here we are, I guess waiting the next step.
I can't forget your great-great-grandfather, Bob, old Red Sleeves, Mangas Coloradas, who never came here to Oklahoma. We don't even know how he looked. We know a great deal more, don't we, about the man who was buried here, Geronimo.
Geronimo was the last Apache leader to lay down his arms. And he lived here for a long time as a prisoner of war. He always wanted to go back to his homeland. Please.
I hope you're paying for this, Bob. You see the sign, no credit, don't ask for any. I think this lady means it. Huh?
Thank you.
What
You're
is
welcome.
That's sign in Latin there.
Don't let the bastards get you down.
And you're looking at me when you're saying it.
Well, I know him, and I don't know you.
Well, Bob, here's to Mangas Coloradas.
Let's go to Surgeon Sturgeon.
Surgeon Sturgeon and Professor Fowler.
What about to the master race?
The
Isn't that
master-
your people?
No, well, yeah, the master race, yes. Let's go to you, Bob. Thank you for taking me here. It was a great trip.
You know, I've been thinking, Eric. There's something missing from my tribe. I'm not really sure what it is, but I'd like to search for it.
You'd like to search for
Mangas. For Mangas.
You want to look for the skull?
I'm not really interested in finding the skull, Eric. It's a search. There's something missing there. I think I want to search for the self-esteem of my people. Their manhood, you know. There's something missing. I really don't know what it is. I mean, we've been told for years that we don't really, what we had in the past didn't mean anything. You know, our religion, our philosophy, our language, our land, they don't mean anything. And I think that they really do mean something. I mean, we've been called heathens in the past. And that really bothers me. You're a tribal man. You know what I mean? Maybe you can learn something from this. You know, that I think if you look, you'll find your own Mangas Coloradas out there.
Well, maybe he's been riding there up front all my life, but I haven't quite caught up with him yet. Sometimes I feel like a pretty old man, you know, from an old and tired part of the world. I don't know. I understand what you're trying to look for, but maybe it's up to the young now. It's up to the children.
Thanks a lot, great white brother. What incredible words of wisdom from the white man to the Indian again. I just can't believe it. Leave your shit for the children and their future, huh? And you're gonna go, when you die, you're gonna go to heaven. That makes a lot of sense. You know, to an Indian who thinks like an Indian, that's a lot of nonsense. In fact, that's a criminal act.
Hold on there. You're a pretty wild Apache. Don't scalp me mentally. This is the second time in a few days I've been given hell by Indians.
Just common sense. I mean, what right do you have to leave everything for the children? You destroy all the trees, you destroy the air, you leave your nuclear shit all over the place. And then you sneak off when you die and you say, okay, here, children, clean it up. That doesn't make sense to me. But what do you expect the children to do when they're their elders dump their garbage on them, betray them, and leave them here in a pile of trash, while they go happily to their wonderful heaven in the sky. What do you expect the children to do?